She is a force that they will never stop. Karoline Leavitt is proving every day why she's the perfect person for the job. As press secretary, she's not just handling the media, she's dismantling their narratives in real time. From calling out the Associated Press for their misleading coverage to setting the record straight on the Canadian tariffs issue, she's holding the MSM accountable like never before. So today we're breaking down her latest moments, and you're gonna love how she calls out Ontario's premier for his hostile behavior. As always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this.
If we could just step back for a second. When President Trump last addressed the BRT when he was on the campaign trail, his big push was on tax cuts. He's going there today as he's proposing tax hikes in the form of tariffs. And I'm curious for why he's prioritizing that over the tax cuts.
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that, again, have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a tax cut for the American people, and the president is a staunch advocate of tax cuts. As you know, he campaigned on no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security benefits. He is committed to all three of those things, and he expects Congress to pass them later this year.
That's an Associated Press reporter, and you can see why their whole meltdown about the Trump administration supposedly threatening their freedom of speech was nonsense, because they still have access to regular press briefings asking their usual terrible questions, and when it comes to tariffs, it's not as simple as the MSM makes it sound. Sure, some prices might go up, but it's not all bad. When imported goods get more expensive, people start buying more American-made products, which means more sales for business here. That helps keep jobs and even creates new ones. On top of that, some foreign producers might choose to lower their prices to stay competitive in the US market, so we can't speak of absolutes here. The reporter didn't like the answer he got and chose to follow up with this.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have. They don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you are trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press.
Whew, shots fired. They always underestimate her, but they seem to forget she's got a political science degree, which includes some economics courses. So yeah, she actually knows what she's talking about. As for tariffs, Trump seems to have a strategy with them. Some people are suggesting he'll use the revenue generated from them to fund the extension of the 2018 tax cuts, and maybe even roll out some new ones. He even signed an executive order on day one of assuming office, which instructs the Secretaries of Treasury, Commerce, and Homeland Security to, quote, investigate the feasibility of establishing and recommending the best methods for designing, building, and implementing an external revenue service to collect tariffs, duties, and other foreign trade-related revenues. So while the MSM likes to defend foreign countries' interests, there's a bigger picture here. Peter Doocy was also present at this briefing and had a few questions of his own.
President Trump says he's going to buy a Tesla today. Did he buy it? And when is the last time he drove a car?
That's a very good question. I have heard the president remark that he misses being able to drive, that luxury of driving his own vehicle, although the beast is nice, but he is going to be viewing a Tesla that is making its way to the White House complex now, I can confirm. Perhaps the press pool today will have an opportunity to witness this very exciting moment later this afternoon. But Tesla is on its way here now, and we'll see if the president likes it when he checks it out.
So they're bringing him a Tesla to look at, and if he likes it, he's just going to buy it.
You know, he's definitely going to buy one, but he'll take a look at it when it gets here later this afternoon.
Full retail?
Yes, full market price.
The Tesla purchase came after the insane backlash and pressure the company faced due to Elon Musk being close to the president, and in classic Trump fashion, a new meme was born from this event, and it's the reason why everyone kept repeating, "Wow, it's all computer." You see, all those are the exact words Trump said once he entered the Model S, and honestly, it makes sense. The last time he probably drove a car himself was back in maybe 2015, since former vice presidents and presidents are strictly prohibited by the Secret Service from driving on public roads for safety reasons, but also He's probably not had to drive himself since, I don't know, the 80s or 90s. After the event, memes started flooding X and people are having a blast with his one-liner. Drop a like if you think this is Trump's cultural influence, and it is unmatched. Another reporter was questioning the situation with Canada, and the way Karoline put things into perspective is simply amazing.
Is the decision to increase the tariffs, is that based on a specific economic metric that he looked at? Is it impulse? How would you describe his reaction to candidates?
The president has not yet spoken to Mr. Carney, not since I checked, which was just moments ago. But certainly his phone is always open to leaders who wish to speak with him. As for the tariffs, the president made his position on this quite clear with the statement that he put out. And it was a retaliatory statement due to the escalation of rhetoric that we've seen out of Ontario, Canada. The president saw the premier, Doug Ford, make an egregious and insulting comment threatening to shut down electricity for the American people, for hardworking American families. He made that threat. The president saw that and has an obligation and a responsibility to respond accordingly and represent the interests of the American people. So he has made the decision to add a 25% tariff. So now steel and aluminum tariffs will come into effect tomorrow at the rate of 50%.
The Ontario premier really miscalculated this one. He assumed Trump was bluffing when he warned about raising tariffs in response to retaliatory measures. Clearly, he didn't pay attention to the White House standoff with Zelensky. Otherwise, he would have thought twice before making such a move. After the premier threatened to cut off electricity exports to the U.S., Trump responded with additional tariffs on all of Canada, not just Ontario. That was a serious escalation, and reality hit fast. The premier quickly backed down. As a result, the U.S. canceled the planned 25% increase. Karoline came with receipts, though, and didn't hesitate to share them with the media, so here we go.
Egregious and insulting are your words here, but that's what many Canadian leaders have said about the actions President Trump has taken toward Canada. And what do you think the timeline is for speaking to Mr. Carney? Because normally a sitting president speaks to a close ally very quickly when there's new leadership.
Well, the president is, again, responding to the fact that Canada has been ripping off the United States of America and hardworking Americans for decades. If you look at the rates of tariffs across the board that Canadians have been imposing on the American people and our workers here, it is egregious. In fact, I have a handy-dandy chart here that shows not just Canada, but the rate of tariffs across the board. If you look at Canada, since you brought it up, American cheese and butter, nearly 300% tariff. You look at India, 150% tariff on American alcohol. You think that's helping Kentucky bourbon be exported into India? I don't think so. President Trump believes in reciprocity, and it is about dang time that we have a president who actually looks out for the interests of American businesses and workers.
You gotta stop messing with her. And guess what? Carney hasn't spoken to Trump by the time of recording this video. It's pretty obvious that he's playing petty politics. Likely because Trump's policies have a lot of Canadians fired up, and the new PM knows he's trailing behind Pierre in the polls. And Karoline did a great job of setting the narrative straight and proving why the MSM are nothing but hypocrites, putting foreign interests above our own. But I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you want your friends to get their coverage from an independent source like us, please share the video with them. It means the world. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.